When they speak of this moment, we will not be the ones who stood guard while America died. One man is responsible for all this.
Hey, welcome back lads. So we have some new information about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 that has been leaked out, and this time it's all focused on the multiplayer, which is very exciting stuff, and there's quite a lot too for us to get into, so we're not going to waste any more time jumping into it. So the info comes from the Modern Warfare 2 Ghost on Twitter, who is a very trusted source at this point, and he had some interesting things to say about the map design in this game, which is something that we've all been wondering about, and now we do finally have an answer. So Ghost says that the multiplayer maps are going to retain the traditional Call of Duty experience while staying true to the Infinity Ward flair. Okay, to explain exactly what that means, the maps are also said to be similar to the style that we saw in the Modern Warfare 2019 DLC maps like Kandor Hideout, Sawmill and Cheshire Park, where they are more, traditional Call of Duty maps. They are medium-sized maps with 3 lanes, yet they are somehow different to the maps that you see in Black Ops games. They're still Infinity Ward's style, where they're just a bit more unique and less structured. It is hard to explain it, to put it into words. So we're going to see maps that are more so that style, more kind of medium-sized 3-lane maps that worked well but are still unique. I think you could also kind of throw in maps like Gunrunner and Hackney Yard into that style of map, which is great news if you ask me, because it goes to show that they are learning from and listening to our feedback from the previous games. But apparently there still are doors in the maps, which is I'm not a fan of doors, but to be honest, but I don't mind them in Vanguard, yet I hated them in Modern Warfare, and I think the difference is that the maps in Vanguard are not completely, infested with doors. There's not doors absolutely everywhere, and they are destructible, so I hope Modern Warfare 2 follows in those steps as well. Some other evidence that Modern Warfare 2 is going to be more of a classic COD, and that the developers are listening and making positive changes, is that apparently there is a regular minimap in some builds of the game, and it should stay that way, and also that the movement is said to be faster than Modern Warfare 2019, but not as fast as Vanguard. Well, to be honest, I don't really know how you measure that exactly, but that should be alright. Ghost also says that the combat pacings feature from Vanguard is set to return, but it will work a bit differently, just having classic 6v6 matches and blitz, which if I was to guess would be like larger scale 20 versus 20. Vanguard of course has that, but it's a bit more complicated. There are 3 different options and different maps have different amounts of players, so I think kind of streamlining it and scaling it better like that would work better, yeah. And I have actually written that down in my notes. I was going to make a video just about this, like having the combat pacings return in Modern Warfare 2 as a discussion I wanted to have, and it's definitely its own discussion, so I think in a separate video we will go deeper into that. But yeah, I think it's a great addition that I really like about Vanguard, and I think should be in every game afterwards, so yeah, that is great news. Like, imagine if Modern Warfare 2019 had combat pacings, so you could play some of the bigger maps, or some of the maps that just kind of sucked, with like 20 versus 20 for example. That would make them just improve the pacing, so the game would be faster paced, more action, and just would also in general improve the maps that sucked. So yeah, it really is a great thing. We have some other random bits like, wow, surprise, VUAV returns, as well as the Sentry Gun and Chopper Gunner. There is also a new kill streak called the Soundwave that acts kind of like an EMP, so it distorts the audio and visuals like an electronic blast. And in closing, Ghost says that it's only February and the game looks really polished, considering it's still very early, so we have only good news to report on this today. So it kind of seems to me like Infinity Ward is sticking to their style of multiplayer, like what you saw in Call of Duty Ghosts, and of course Modern Warfare 2019 is that kind of style, but at the same time they're trying to make it more classic, like the original Modern Warfare trilogy games. And I gotta say, those are definitely my favourite multiplayer experiences, COD 4, Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. It might just be a bit of nostalgia, but just something about those games and their styles and just what they had and what they did is definitely right up my alley. So yeah, I'm excited to see more about this. Anyways, that's about it, so stay spicy and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.